Good day and welcome. My name is Daniel van der Merwe from the CEO offices in Port Elizabeth. Today, with December right around the corner, I thought we'd briefly touch on the subject of leave, as this year is a bit more complicated than normal in the sense of a lot of employees stayed at home during lockdown. Do they accrue leave? Do they not accrue leave during this period? What happens when companies shut down? So we'll briefly touch on that topic for this morning. Naturally, the first port of call whenever looking at anything to do with leave is the Basic Conditions of Employment Act. Now, what the Basic Conditions of Employment Act says is that every employee is entitled to 21 consecutive days off work. However, there's sometimes a lot of confusion around this particular topic and concept, in that we often have a disgruntled employee sitting at the CCMA saying, I wasn't given my 21 days. But this is if an employee takes their full consecutive 15 working days that they're entitled to, which includes weekends during that time, which gives you your 21 consecutive days. If you look further into the Basic Conditions of Employment Act, you will see how it gives you the calculations for generating leave and how to get to the fact that employees are entitled to those 15 days a year. If you look a bit further, the Basic Conditions of Employment Act says that for every 17 days worked, an employee then accrues 1 day's leave, or for every 17 hours worked, an employee accrues 1 hour's leave. When you work this out, it works out to roughly 1.25 days for those employees that work 5 days a week, and for those employees that work 6 days a week, it works out to about 1.5 days per month. This then is how you calculate the amount of leave owing to an employee. Okay, so what's a bit different about this year is obviously the fact that we had a hard lockdown, and during this particular period, a lot of employers told their employees to take leave during this period. And what this is going to do is, for a lot of these companies that shut down during December, it's going to mean that employees are either going to be in a minus of leave or not have enough leave to take during this December shutdown. What then needs to happen is employers need to engage with employees and enter into agreements whereby they either agree to start the next leave cycle in a minus, or to take the leave that is in excess or that the employee does not have enough of and treat that as unpaid leave during the December shutdown. What's important to note on the topic of the cycles of leave is that for every 12-month cycle, any leave that's carried over into the new cycle must be taken within the first 6 months, otherwise the employee forfeits that leave. What's also important to note is that during those first 6 months, after the previous 12-month cycle, the employer cannot refuse a reasonable request from that employee to take leave during this time. I hope this has been of assistance. I know it's been a crazy year for everyone, but hopefully these basics will cover everything that's needed to know for leave and December shutdown. If you have any queries, please contact your nearest CEO office.